Welcome back, everyone, to New American Youth Ballet Presents. Today, I'm very honored to have these two amazing artists, Miss Nadia Timofeeva and Mr. Martin Schoenberg, and taking the time. They've had a long day of teaching at the studio. Did you start at 7 a.m. this morning? Wow.
Yes.
So I will keep this tight, but I just wanted to open up the floor for them to share about the important work they're doing at Ballet Jerusalem and maybe how we can support and just give them a big hug from the United States and from all over the world and honor the important work they're doing every day. And your first class this morning was 7 a.m. body conditioning, correct?
That's correct.
We have a performances now in the studio because all the theaters are closed now, but the dancers have to dance and the people have to come out from the condition that they are staying now. So we managed that we are making in our home studio theater every week performances. We did already 2 and we continue every Sunday. We will have a program. We have a program, the gala program, and the parts of the fields. That's the last performances. We made the Martin and we did a program from the fragments that we have, and we have also fairy tale special program for the kids.
So you're continuing with your season that you had planned in the theater. You haven't let the conditions stop you.
We had one day that it was really frightening when we had the sirens all the time, and it's the first day of the war. It's also in Jerusalem it was a lot of sirens, and so it was it's a shock. So the people was just scared very much to go out from the home, and we started immediately Zoom classes, and then we came back to work. The children, they was at home longer time, and we was holding the school on the Zoom, and the company and the young dancers, they almost immediately we came back to work, because it's also hold, when you all day busy and you work and you're busy to do things, and also to bring the beauty to the people. It's also important for us, and also important for us to give, because each one want now to give something. So I'm think that our work is to give our art, to give our heart and the love to the things that we know to do, to take people out from the house and to show them beauty, even if it's not a huge audience in our studio. We can bring from 70 people, a little bit more, but indeed we did already twice and it was full house.
I had the privilege of zooming in to a few of the classes at Ballet Jerusalem. The first one was Mr. Martin's ballet body conditioning class, which they offer starting first thing in the morning to get the dancers going. And then I zoomed in for your beautiful class, Miss Nadia. It's very Vaganova based, just it felt so good. And the music, it just had a positive energy. I would never know the turmoils going on. In my computer, in my view, the students look beautiful and focused and strong. And the energy it made me smile. And I'd like you both, if you would, to walk me through a typical work day that you're experiencing right now, of like how it is for you. Mr. Martin, how does your day start off? What's a typical work day for you now?
Well, I wake up really early. I'm a sparrow, so I function best in the morning, so it's not a big deal for me. And I start teaching at around 7 a.m. Well, exactly at 7 a.m. And that continues through till 9:30. And then we have a short break. And then I taught class from 10 and it went till 12 today. And after class, I started rehearsals, and we rehearsed, well, everything. We had 3 casts of a ballet called Rubato, and then carried on through until 4 o'clock. Nadia was with me the whole time. She was teaching also the religious company. We have a religious company that Nadia works with, the ladies, and she was teaching them next door in the studio. So while I'm doing the one, she's keeping the balls up in the air going on the other side. So we don't stop. And then Nadia carried on from 4 o'clock with the school. She's told me I could go home. I was very grateful.
And Miss Nadia, what is it like for you to run this school, to keep this ship sailing through this very turbulent time?
It's alive. It's our life. I'm always feel that show must go on, and it's make us alive. When it's a good condition, it's fantastic. When it's a bad condition, it's also we have to continue, because the work always help to go through. You know, it's like when, for example, in Jerusalem, it's pretty peaceful, but the whole atmosphere, it's very, very tense. And it's a lot of news that's, you know, especially now it's everybody sitting the Instagram. So all the young generation, they was very, very frightened. They was scared, and it was big, big stress, because in the first day when it was happened, everything what was happened, I don't know if you saw what was there. They saw it in Instagram. So it was a big, big shock. So I think it's our mission, like adult, mature people, you know, to drive them, to drive them through that, and not to give them power and the ability to survive and not to be damaged so much. Because, you know, when you see such a things, even if you not pass it, it's already something like I'm feel myself like before and after I'm see such a things, you becoming different. So when they are work, they not hold the telephone, they just work, and they're busy with the ballet, they're busy to make the things, and they know there's the people that are also in distress, they will come to the performance, and we will make them happy. So this was, I think, most important, because after performance, the people was coming to us and saying, look, you just opened the door, and we was feel so good, because it's like we breathe fresh air. It's make us good, make happy, it's make love. It's like, you know, it's like we are hug each other, and each one support another person. I feel very united now in the country. You know, it's a pity to say that such a terrible things. They are unity people.
I can relate in the capacity when I was working in New York and 9/11 happened. We began giving ballet lessons, and in the middle of tendus, a girl would start talking about seeing the plane through the building. And you work through it, and what do? It was a very dark, we were trying to do a nutcracker. It was a very strange time.
Yeah.
But it was very important to keep going. It was very important not to stop. And the performances, the feedback, were people surprised that you were able to keep these performances going?
Maybe yes. It was, you know, they was really want to come. Usually it's even less. Now it was, I'm by myself. Yes, I was feel that there was really need to go out, because now it's everybody try to do something. It's a lot of people that's trying to go to the hotels and to give a little performances in the rooms, you know, to just to make people more happy, because some people, you know, lose most of the families, or there is a people that still stay there, and it's a terrible
Sorry,
situation.
may I interrupt?
Sure.
Just to clarify what Nadia's saying, when she says hotels, she's saying the evacuees have been hosted in hotels.
Oh,
It's
I
not
see.
tourists.
I
So
see.
she's
Yes,
talking about
yes. I'm sorry. For me, it's very clear, because, you know, many people from the south and from the north, because
That's what you were
we
texting
are,
me about. Okay.
yeah. So they are just came from the sides of the country. They came to Jerusalem, also to Tel Aviv. So all the companies, we no companies can perform now. So we are trying, to give ourselves the way we can.
Yes.
It's crucial that the students and the dancers don't sit at home mulling about this. They are all in stress. They have been through COVID. After COVID, going into another lockdown situation, it would have been the worst thing possible for these people. Instead, I've focused them, I have kept them moving forward. And in spite of the situation, they're really making progress. They're getting physically stronger, and they are motivated. So with that motivation, it's crucial that they have audiences, and for them to dance for their families, for their friends, for their uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters, is just as important. The whole family, the community has been shattered. And this is a form of building the community and keeping community alive.
You know, the friend I mentioned who has two dancers she worked with in with Kelsey Kirkland, who are with you now. There were times we've had conversations where she feels she's been in New York her whole life and feeling very nervous now because of a lot of the ignorance and the just the temperament in New York and some of the bigger cities. And I said, I just want to share something with you. And I showed them, and I'm sorry I did this. I had to. When I saw the dancers on those bars, I took a minute and I videotaped that just to remember what it was you were giving. And some of the music was, Nadia, when you were using at the bar, you had Broadway music, you had jazz music, and the combinations fit beautifully. And I put my phone, I recorded it so I could do it again later. And I shared this, and I'm sorry I didn't ask you, but I shared this with her. And she said, that made my day. That made my day. Look at how strong and how beautiful they're doing in Jerusalem. So I can get on with my day, So what you're doing is more than ballet. It's very, very important. And it's sad because I work in New York for so many years, and the ignorance. I wrote a ballet called Life of a Dancer. This is my little logo I had designed by this dancer, and he'd do these sketches, and I wrote this ballet with a music therapist from NYU. And I had a conversation with him, and he's very sad about just going to work, how he feels. And he has a fellow music therapist because NYU is very involved in Israel. And he has a music therapist, I think in Tel Aviv, working with an 11-year-old boy whose best friend was kidnapped. And it made me think, I don't know, you're doing this important work, he's doing this important music. I don't know, maybe we can find a way to have all of our point of views expressed. You choreograph how you feel, or your dancers. So I just kind of open it up and maybe ask you both if you could pick a category or a topic to have some piece of music written about. What would it be? Would it be, anger or loss, or what are some words that describe what you're feeling or what you would like to express during this time? What would it be for you, Nadia, if there was like a variation, a piece of music that was written? What would the sentiment best? It would probably be a few different sentiments, but what would it be for you?
If I would have to choose some music to make?
Yes, something from what you're feeling, like an organic new something. What do you feel now?
I'm just, when it's I have a free time and I'm not busy, I'm just trying to pride, for these people that are still stay there, and for our children. All the soldiers, they are so young. It's a brothers, it's a sisters of our dancers. It's a people that I almost know them, There are many of my students are also now in the army. They are girls, they are dancers, So it is the anger, it's not strong enough, because there is the people, what the people pass, no anger can compare with that. I don't feel something that I can express according what was happened, but I can express that I can imagine myself like that's my family staying still there, and I don't know if they are alive, if they are dead, if they are coming to me back. So I just can cry. That's all. This is my feeling when about that.
Yeah. If you could compress it into your feelings, if it were a piece of music, what would you feel?
You know, as a Jew, whenever we experience loss, we go up to the person who has lost a loved one and we say to them, I wish you long life. Judaism is all about life. It's all about celebrating life. It is all about supporting life. We support the here and now. We have buried for centuries, but we still, as the people of the book, we look forward to life. And I believe that through dance, we have to create a reason for living. Doesn't mean to dismiss the pain. It doesn't mean to dismiss reality. But the only revenge we can have is to live a good life.
Yes. And your dancers, are they able to come for those times and push this and focus? It appears that way to me from my limited view, that, you know, people are working on their alignment, on their strength, on their flexibility, on their artistry, and then they go and they share. And what would you like beyond this very tragic time? The funding and the support needs to be there for a ballet company to continue and to operate, right? I can't speak for you, but certainly from here, it's always a challenge, right? It's always, you know, I heard interviews from both of you of how you treasure live music and how you would like that to be a part of what you do. And of course, it's always a matter of funding, isn't it? And what would you like people to know, Nadia, of maybe how they can help now and maybe in the future? What's the best way we can help Ballet Jerusalem to continue its mission and to keep going strong? What is the best way we can support you?
It's a lot of way to support. We even, you know, without such a tragic situation, that's now, it's just now the reason that we can talk about it. It's difficult now to talk that we need help when so many people need the help more than us. But generally, yes, we are not we are still small company, and we are budget. We are making the performances, and we have a school, and we are earning money, and we have a support from the states. But of course, any help always need. Now it's a especially difficult time. Martin, maybe you can say something.
The reality is that Nadia has spent 30 years of her life building the company to the point where it is. I have joined, and together we are doing the best we can to launch the company to an international standard. We have dreams and we have ambitions, but we're neither of us weak, and we are neither of us lazy, and we are both determined to build something beautiful here in Jerusalem. Our dream is to have a proper, well-functioning company. The government is hamstrung financially. They really can't support us to the extent that we need support. We struggle to get dancers because dancers that are competent and capable are grabbed all over the place. Just had our boys taken off to Stuttgart. We have Nadia's beautiful student, Yuval, who is off in Philadelphia. And the dancers go abroad very, very quickly because of the financial constraints. They can't legitimately support a professional company yet. So we want to establish a company that we can pay decent salaries to the dancers that will give them incentive to stay.
Well, in whatever I can do, even if a project with film, a collaboration, one thought I had, just because I don't want to be insensitive or disrespectful or assume what life is like on the grounds that you're both living. Just like when 9/11 happened for New Yorkers and you're there working next to it, it's your life and reality, and people see it on television, but it's different. And I just want, whatever I can do, is to reach out to the community of dancers I know and have them do something in support of you as well, where it feels, because I see so many people coming together joined by ignorance and hate. And I think, why can't we do something and shatter the complete opposite? Because I think actually the dance community is a beautiful place. During the pandemic, I got my dream studio in New York after 26 years, and I had to lose it after 6 months because I couldn't, it was big enough to have an orchestra, all the things I worked on, and no more. And so I began doing more interviews by Zoom, and I met some very beautiful people. And I won't keep you both much longer. It's just my hope to maybe take the words you've both shared with me, maybe share it with my colleague, Alan Turry, who's a music therapist, maybe have him compose something and share it with you and see what you feel. And if it's anything that inspires you, and you direct me as to what I can do to help. Full support.
I would like to say how encouraging and how grateful I am to have your support. You sound like a lovely human being, and I'm very grateful, and I'm happy to meet you.
Oh, you too. It was a pleasure trying to keep up with your class. I hope I get stronger every day.
I would be happy that the people will come to our classes and we can share our knowledge and our way.
I learned so much. I loved it.
I would be very, very, very happy to see more people in our class, virtual classes. Generally, I can connect you to we have a big TV, and I made a system. We did it in the time of the Corona. That's, I can see the people that they are still now. Also, there is a few people that are still scared to go out from the house because, sometimes the terrorists are coming between us. So we are not related to that, but it's happened. So some people are scared to go out. So I put them to the Zoom, and that I can watch to see them better. So I can see on the TV, and then I have microphone, and then you can listen, you can hear me better. I can give also correction, but generally not so much when it's a big class. So it's difficult to make also Zoom, and also we get used to do the Zoom classes. All the Corona time, we didn't lose the school. Yes, it was, we hold about 2 years, almost 2 years we was doing Zoom classes, and we was hold everybody from 5 years old. It is really difficult.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You're such a generous person. Thank you. I'm happy to know you.
support from my friends and all the people we can recruit for some
Thank you.
collaboration. We talk. All right.
Thank you.
Best of both.
Thank you.
Stay well.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Huge hug. Bye bye.
Thank you.